Everything may have just changed. This could be the biggest mistake of someone's life. I am talking about the August 5th events. And let me tell you, what we are seeing is only the very tip of the iceberg. If you ask me, I feel like a massive amount of details are being perfectly arranged just to misdirect us. The audience is being played, and what is actually about to happen is going to be completely different from what the promos are teasing. The one person who immediately caught my attention in all of this chaos is Willow. She suddenly brings up the idea of reopening the PCPD investigation. But wait, do not be fooled for a single second. This is not about justice. This is not about Willow suddenly growing a conscience and wanting to do the right thing. I have a very strong feeling that Willow is desperately trying to drag the entire attention of the police force in a completely different direction before an even bigger secret gets exposed. She is terrified. She is backed into a corner, and when Willow gets backed into a corner, she gets dangerous. Here is where things get messy. Think about the domino effect happening right now. Willow is currently dealing with Jen Sidwell hiding out at her house. She has Brooklyn and Lucy Coe framing her for Jordan Ashford's hit and run. She has Drew Kane slowly regaining his mobility, and Nina Reeves just pushed Drew's wheelchair right into the lake in a moment of pure panic. Willow needs the cops looking at anything else but her own inner circle. But that's not even the biggest surprise. If my theory is correct, Willow's demand to reopen the investigation is going to backfire in the most spectacular way possible. By pointing the police in a new direction, she might accidentally put Nina, Portia, or even Jack Brennan directly in the line of fire. Imagine the PCPD digging into old files and suddenly stumbling onto Brennan's black box secrets, or finding out that Nina tried to drown Drew. Willow is trying to save herself, but she is about to accidentally pull the trigger on her own allies, and then everything spiraled. While Willow is playing a dangerous game of chess with the PCPD, we need to talk about Brooklyn and Harrison Chase. Everyone is expecting them to get their happily ever after. Alexis Davis is literally finalizing the last few pieces of paperwork for the adoption of baby Phoebe. A massive celebration is being planned. It looks perfect. It looks beautiful. Guys, this is where it gets interesting. I do not believe for 1 second that Brooklyn and Chase are going to get an easy, happy ending. This whole celebration setup, it is just the calm before the absolute storm. Let's look at the facts. Ethan Lovett took a bullet to the butt to protect Ava Jerome. And while he was bleeding out at the gallery, he made a massive confession. He told Ava that he is not Phoebe's biological father. Ava is currently hunting for DNA to prove it. At the exact same time, a mysterious new business executive named Hudson just arrived in Port Charles, and he is frantically searching for a specific person. Do you see the pieces coming together? If Phoebe is truly tied to a massive secret regarding her biological identity, I think someone is going to crash that adoption party right at the absolute last minute. Imagine Alexis holding the pen, ready to sign the final documents, and the doors burst open. Hudson steps in, or Ethan returns. The adoption will be completely blocked. That single moment will turn Brooklyn and Chase's entire world upside down, ruining all their plans in a heartbeat. But wait, it gets worse. Brooklyn's life is already a ticking time bomb. She is the actual driver who fled the scene of Jordan Ashford's hit and run. She enlisted Brick to tamper with Willow's GPS to frame her. Brooklyn is carrying a mountain of guilt, and losing Phoebe at the last second might be the exact detonator that destroys her marriage to Chase forever. Speaking of, according to the latest clues, Carly's grand plan is going to fail miserably. She is desperate to get Jocelyn out of the WSB. She is crying by hospital beds, begging for her daughter's life. But I do not believe this failure is simply because Michael refuses to convince Jocelyn to leave the agency. No, this is much deeper. If you ask me, Carly is severely underestimating Jocelyn's absolute determination. Carly thinks she can still control her daughter. But the more Carly tries to pull the strings, the more Jocelyn digs her heels in. Jocelyn is asserting her dominance. She is proving that she will continue her path in the WSB no matter who tries to stop her. If this dynamic continues, the mother-daughter relationship is going to shatter into a million unfixable pieces very soon. And that changes everything for Michael. I honestly think Michael is the one who is going to suffer the biggest shock of this entire episode. On the surface, Michael just looks like a concerned older brother worrying about his sister's dangerous new job. But what if the real shock comes from a completely different secret? I have a gut feeling that Michael is about to uncover a massive piece of classified WSB intelligence, or a dark conspiracy that Carly knows absolutely nothing about. Remember, Jocelyn just made a highly illegal secret deal with WSB head Z. She agreed to pin all of Ross Cullum's brutal crimes, including the murder of Marco Rios, on the deceased Cassius Faison, just to secure the freedom of Jason Morgan and Valentine Cassidy. When Michael finds out that his little sister is orchestrating massive federal cover-ups and playing God with dead men's reputations, his jaw is going to hit the floor. Michael will be forced to stand right in the middle of his family's mob ties, the WSB's corruption, and the cold, hard truth. He won't know who to trust anymore. Let's shift gears, because the drama in Port Charles is spreading everywhere. Trina Robinson is currently considering backing out of her promotional contract with Giovanni Gio Palmieri. She wants to run away from the spotlight to avoid her parents' messy drama. But if you ask me, this is absolutely not the end of the road for her music career. I think Ava Jerome is going to step in. Ava is going to push Trina to keep moving forward, to take the power back. But here is the massive twist. Simon, the guy running this whole promotional campaign, I strongly believe he is hiding a massive ulterior motive. This campaign is not just about music or pretty pictures. I think this contract is the opening move of a much larger, much darker storyline. Simon might be tied to the underworld, or he might be using Trina and Gio as pawns in a very dangerous corporate war. What happened next may be even worse. Let's talk about Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson. They are heading into a massive legal battle regarding Curtis's assault on Isaiah Gannon. On the surface, Portia is acting like she wants to reconcile before the trial. She is playing the supportive wife. Do not buy it for a second. Instead of believing that Portia truly wants peace, I feel like she is still harboring a massive amount of suspicion. She is playing a game of chess. Curtis knows this too. He is on high alert, constantly watching his back. This makes me believe that this upcoming trial is not going to go smoothly at all. It is going to be an absolute disaster. I am predicting that a brand new surprise witness is going to walk through those courtroom doors. Or maybe a shocking piece of evidence will be submitted at the 11th hour. Whatever it is going to completely derail both Portia and Curtis's strategy. Everything they planned will be thrown out the window, and Curtis might find himself facing a direct path to Pentonville. Guys, you have to see the dominoes falling across the entire city. Finally, I think the most crucial takeaway from all of this is Jocelyn's ultimate choice. She is not quitting the WSB. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. If you ask me, this is just the terrifying beginning of a journey that is going to get infinitely more dangerous. Carly is going to realize that she cannot change her daughter's mind. Carly will be forced to accept the bitter reality that she has to stand on the sidelines while Jocelyn sinks deeper and deeper into the ruthless world of espionage. Jocelyn is dealing with double agents, cold fusion prototypes, and international assassins. She is entering a world filled with secrets that even the powerful Corinthos organization cannot control or protect her from. In conclusion, I strongly feel that the August 5th events are not just about what the obvious clues suggest. The finalized adoption of baby Phoebe, the police investigation Willow is desperately trying to reopen, Carly's devastating failure, Jocelyn's dark career choice, and Curtis's courtroom nightmare are all just pawns on a much bigger board. They are paving the way for the most massive plot twists we have seen in weeks. If my theory holds up, Port Charles is about to enter an era where almost every single character is going to be violently confronted with truths they are absolutely not prepared to handle. A secret identity is about to be exposed. A family is about to be torn apart at the altar of an adoption. A mother is about to lose her daughter to the shadows. And a massive criminal cover-up is hanging by a single fragile thread. The clock is ticking, and someone is about to make a fatal mistake.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.